What if your life looks perfect? Your town looks peaceful. Your husband looks loving. But slowly, quietly, you start feeling that something is very wrong. Not because of evidence, not because of facts, but because your mind refuses to feel safe. Today, I am explaining Holland, 2025. A psychological thriller where the real villain may not be a person. The movie opens in Holland, Michigan, a town that feels almost unreal. Tulips everywhere, Dutch traditions, smiling people, perfect routines. The camera lingers on symmetry, cleanliness, and repetition. This is important because the movie immediately tells us nothing messy is allowed here, not even emotions. At the center of this town is Nancy Vandergroot. She's a teacher, a wife, a mother. On paper, she has everything. But psychologically, she feels empty, not sad, not abused, just disconnected. And that quiet dissatisfaction is where everything begins. Nancy's husband Fred is polite, calm, and emotionally distant. He's not violent. He's not cruel. He's not suspicious in any obvious way. And that's what makes this movie uncomfortable. Because nothing bad has happened yet. But Nancy starts noticing tiny inconsistencies. Fred comes home late. He avoids emotional conversations. He feels present but unavailable. These aren't crimes. But Nancy's mind starts doing something dangerous. This is where Holland quietly changes genre. At first, you think, okay, this is a mystery thriller. Husband hiding something. But the movie never shows Fred doing anything wrong. Instead, it shows Nancy thinking. Her thoughts linger longer than events. Her reactions feel bigger than situations. She doesn't ask Fred questions. She watches him. And watching without asking is the beginning of paranoia. Nancy shares her fears with Dave, a coworker. This is a critical turning point. Because Dave doesn't challenge her fears. He doesn't say, maybe you're overthinking. Instead, he says, yeah, that is strange. That one sentence changes everything. Now Nancy's fear has confirmation. They begin observing Fred together. Not investigating. Not confronting. Just assuming. Nancy and Dave begin building a story. Every action by Fred becomes suspicious. Silence is equal to hiding something. Calmness is equal to guilt. Normal behavior is equal to acting. The movie never gives us proof, only interpretation. And here's the trick. The audience is forced to rely on Nancy's perspective. So we begin suspecting Fred too. That's the psychological trap. What begins as, maybe he's cheating, turns into, maybe he's dangerous, turns into, what if he's a killer? This escalation happens without evidence, only momentum. Fear feeds on repetition, not truth. And now, Nancy isn't searching for answers. She's searching for confirmation. A confrontation finally happens. Tension, confusion, panic. In the chaos, Dave believes he has killed Fred. This moment is critical, because if Fred were truly a threat, calling the police would make sense. But they don't. They hide it. Why? Because deep down, they don't want truth. They want their story to be right. During the cheerful Tulip Festival, Fred returns. Alive, calm, normal, no explanation, no drama. This single moment destroys everything Nancy believed. Now there are only two possibilities. One, keycap Fred is incredibly dangerous. Two, keycap Nancy's perception is broken. The movie never confirms which one is true, and that uncertainty is intentional. Nancy realizes something terrifying. She cannot trust anyone. Not Fred, not Dave, not even herself. So she does the only thing her mind allows. She acts. She protects her son. She isolates Fred. And she kills him. Not in rage, not in panic, but with calm certainty. Nancy goes back to find Dave. He's gone. No message. No explanation. This raises a disturbing question. Was Dave ever fully real? Or was he simply the voice that agreed with her fears? The movie refuses to answer. Sometimes I wonder, was it even real? That line reframes the entire movie. It suggests some events may be imagined, some may be exaggerated, some may be misinterpreted. We are left exactly where Nancy is, unsure. Direct hit. What Holland is really about. Holland is not about a killer husband. It's about fear without evidence, validation without truth, and how certainty can justify violence. The town represents perfection. Nancy represents doubt. And doubt, when ignored, turns into destruction. The movie's message is simple but terrifying. Why try pointing backhand index when your mind decides something is true? Facts become optional. The real horror of Holland isn't blood. It isn't murder. It isn't secrets. It's the idea that anyone, in the wrong mental state, can become absolutely convinced. And conviction can be deadlier than truth. So tell me in the comments. Why tried pointing backhand index? Was Fred guilty? Why tried pointing backhand index, or was Nancy already lost? And if you enjoy deep psychological movie explanations, subscribe, because the scariest stories are the ones that feel real.